Okay, so we're recording. Share the screen. I'll put away the attendance. Oh, I didn't turn on the camera. Idea. Okay, I'll get this eventually. Unfortunately, there's always a little delay in my doing this, as a lot of you may know. Okay, good now. All right, so we're over here. My original game plan was to just go up to 1.3. I already did a lot of 1.3. In fact, I'm almost finished with 1.3 from yesterday. So most likely I'll knock off 1.3 quickly and sneak in some of 1.4. Okay, so if I can get ahead, I'll get ahead. Again, it's nice to be ahead in case I fall behind. I might get sick, my computer goes down, internet goes down, or something else happens. So I'll go ahead and go ahead. Remember, our class is only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so every Friday, it just becomes an office hour. You don't have to come to office hour. It's only if you want to. All right, and you'll get your first quiz today. Okay, so I'll tell you the format of the quiz once again. So at the end of class, which might be earlier today since I'm already somewhat ahead. Okay, so I'll stop. I will project on the overhead here. So I'll show you something like this. It'll show you 1 or 2 or 3 questions. Okay, it won't be on Canvas or anything like that. I do very little on Canvas. Everything is just pen and paste paper for me. The only thing on Canvas is I put Canvas announcements and I put the videos on Canvas, as you know. So you can always go back and look at the videos. Okay, so I'll give you 1 or 2 or 3 questions. Take a picture on your cell phone or do a screenshot. Okay, and then I'll set you into breakout rooms. Your breakout room will have 3 or 4. Okay. Put your name and all the other of your team members' names on your piece of paper. Work the problems out. Okay, and then before class ends at 1 o'clock, you just get your cell phone out and click, 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 take a picture. Okay. On your piece of paper, you've got your name, all your other team members' names, okay, and your work. Okay, and then you submit it. Class ends at 1, so I'll give you 5 minutes to do all of the processing and all that stuff. So I'll give you until 1:05 to submit it. Okay, I will grade only one person's quiz, and you all get the same grade. Okay, I will look at everybody. So in other words, don't think Ms. or Mr. Straight A person can just do it and then he'll give it to everybody else. Then when I open up the email, right, and say, hey, everybody's writing the same thing. What's going on here, right? Okay, so you can't have that. So everybody should write it in their own writing. So I guess the goal is to say that everybody, all 3 or 4 of you in your group, writes the same thing in your own writing. Again, I want a sample of your writing, so then when it comes to the exam, I hope they get the same thing. I'm not a handwriting expert, but I can kind of tell if people's writing is different or the same. And that's the way quizzes work. Okay, now Star will be around, and sorry, Star, I didn't tell you this ahead of time, but we can get this now. Okay, so normally I'll be in the main breakout room in case you want to come back to the main room and ask me something. Star will go from room to room. So Star, I'll put you in one of the rooms, and then when you're finished helping that group, you can come back to the main room and I'll put you in another room. Okay, so Star will go from breakout room to breakout room. Most of the time I'll be in the main, so you can always find me, but I will visit breakout rooms from time to time also. Okay, now if you finish early, you're done with your group, you've got the problems correct, you're convinced that everybody else in your group got the problems right, then you can just leave. You don't have to stay in the class anymore, but make sure with, before 1 o'clock, or actually 1:05, that, you take a picture of your work, click, 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 or whatever, have your name, all your team members' name, and email it to me. Okay, I'll look at everybody's quiz, but I'm only going to pick one, and everybody in your breakout room will get the same grade on the quiz. All right, so it's not going to do you any good if you're the straight A student and you get it all right and then you just leave and not help anybody else, because I may not choose your quiz, I may choose somebody else's quiz. So that way you would all corroborate, hopefully, and say, okay, make sure you write this and this and then. So ideally, all 3 or 4 of you have the same thing in your own writing on a piece of paper, and then you all email it to me. And then that way, no matter whose quiz I look at, you'll all get full credit on the quiz. Okay, so that's the way that's going to work. And yeah, so I'll be in the main room most of the time, but I'll visit from time to time, and Star will come around and visit various rooms. So Star, when you come back to, if you finish with a group, you can just come back to the main and I'll put you in another group, okay? And let's see, yeah, you just email everything to me and that should do it. Okay, so I'll get started, but sure, any questions about the quiz? I'll probably repeat myself, when it's time to start the quiz also. All right. I'm probably going to finish quite early today because it won't take me that long to finish 1.3. So everything now is just gravy. I'll get ahead with 1.4 and go from there. Okay. And a reminder, from time to time, there might be something called a buffer day. Buffer day is not a holiday. It's just there in case I fall behind. Right now, it looks like I'm a little bit ahead, which is great. But if I ever fall behind, then, that's what the buffer day is for. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started since I don't see any other questions. Again, so when do I turn in the homework? You only turn in the homework whenever there's a test. Okay, so all the chapter 1 and chapter 2 homework, okay, you will turn in on Thursday, February the 4th. Okay, and by the way, I'm not sure if I told you already, for 1.4, skip problem 15. I didn't really like that. And from time to time, I might say, oh, solve this problem, or I might say, put in this problem. But again, this is the whole semester's assignment with, 95% correct. I might make a change every now and then. Okay. So 1.4, please skip problem 15 when we get to it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So last time I got up to problem 45. I'll do some more problems from there. So I'm on page 18. Okay, solve each equation for x in terms of the other letters. So notice for 49, 53, they give you more than one letter. Okay, but you're still going to solve for x anyway. Okay, so let's see if we can do that. So let me try 49. Remember, for this section, it was every other odd. So 49 was one of them, and so is 53. Okay, so 1.3. 49, and don't worry if you ever can't see it. Sometimes I'm writing, but you can't see it, but I'll move it back. Okay, so 49, 3ax minus 2b equals b plus 3. 3ax minus 2b equals b plus 3. Okay, so it says solve for x. Now, the problems we did earlier, the only letter was x. Now there's a bunch of other letters. Still, we're going to try to solve for x, get x all by itself. Now the right-hand side isn't going to be just a number though. It's going to be, a lot of other letters. Okay, so we just isolate x. Let's get rid of the 2b. So how about add 2b? So that cancels out. 3ax equals b plus 2b is 3b. Plus 3. And then how do I isolate the x? Get rid of 3 and a. So I'll divide both sides by 3a. Like that. And that isolates the x. Okay, so x equals. Okay, I do know some of you put stuff in the chat. I can't see it right now. But if you don't mind answering some of the questions, if you think you can, then go ahead. If you can't answer it, that's okay. I'll get to it later. Okay, so thank you, Star. All right, so this is x, but I notice there's a 3 here, a 3 here, and a 3 here. So why don't I factor out the 3? So 3 parentheses b plus 1 over 3a. And you actually should do this step because that allows me to cancel the 3 now. So cancel out. So x is b plus 1 over a. That's it. Okay. And again, in case you're wondering, hey, it looks like he's doing a lot of the problems. That's exactly right. Okay. So every problem that I'm doing in class is one less problem that you have to do in your homework. Just go back and study it later, of course. Okay. Okay, 53. One over x equals a plus b. Solve for x. Now, in some certain sense, x is already isolated, but I don't want 1 over x. I just want x. Okay. Well, another thing is I don't even like fractions. So how could I eliminate the fraction? How about multiply both sides by x? Right? So this times x, this times x. So this cancels out, leaving me with just 1. And in this particular case, don't distribute the right-hand side. And there's a reason for that. Okay. So in other words, don't go ax plus bx. The object is to isolate the x. See, if I distribute it out, I have an x here and an x here. I only want the x here because now, to get rid of this, I just divide by a plus b. Like that. You see, so that cancels out. So x is equal to that. Okay. Normally, the variable that we're solving for is on the left-hand side. So even though the x is isolated, it's on the right-hand side, I'll just move the left to the right and the right to the left. It's the same thing. So x is equal to 1 over a plus b. So my final answer is like that. Okay. So that's all. All right, there's only one more, and then I can start 1.4. So if I just do the one last problem, I would be up to par. I've already caught up. Okay, but again, I'll get ahead in case I fall behind later, I get sick, you know, my computer goes down, etc. Not sure if I remember, I told you, but last semester when I taught on Zoom, I lost a whole week because my computer was down and my internet connection was down a whole week, so I couldn't teach for a week. So I had to kind of play catch up the rest of the time. So in preparation of that, it'd be nice to get ahead in case something like that happens. Okay, 57 is the last one. It's a little bit harder. Let me show that to you. Okay, 57, ax plus b squared minus bx plus a squared equals 0. A is not equal to plus or minus b, whatever that means. Okay, so let me just write that there. Ax plus b squared minus bx plus a squared equals 0. Okay, now, in order to do this one, take a little time out. This looks like something squared minus something squared, right? In other words, it looks like x squared minus y squared. Recall, we can factor x squared minus y squared into x plus y, x minus y. Okay. This is just a little sidebar. Okay. So I will pretend that this is sort of like my x, and this is sort of like my y. So I'm going to do this plus this, and then this minus this. Okay. It's easy to see when it's like this. It's a lot harder when it's seen like this, but if I kind of use my finger and cover it up, it's going to be my left finger plus my right finger, x plus y, times this finger minus that finger. Okay, so here we go. I'll try to show you that now. If I can get my pen to work. Ax plus b plus bx plus a. Okay, so it's this plus this, and then this minus this. Ax plus b minus bx plus a equals 0. So this was like x squared. This is like y squared. This is like x plus y. This is like x minus y. Like that. Okay. So now I got to clean that up. Okay, so combining like terms. Let me write this as ax plus bx plus a plus b. Ax plus bx plus a plus b. Ax minus bx plus b minus a equals 0, like that. Okay, so this one I didn't really do anything. I just took off the parentheses. Ax, bx, a, and b. Ax minus bx plus b minus a equals 0. And let me raise it up again so you can see it a little bit better for focusing purposes. Yeah, of course, I can't keep it like this all the time. But if you're looking at the video later, there it is. Okay, so by the zero factor property, if I have this thing times this thing equals 0, either this thing is 0 or this thing is 0. So I set this equal to 0, I set this equal to 0, and solve for x. So ax plus bx plus a plus b equals 0, or all this stuff equals 0. Ax minus bx plus b minus a equals 0. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll move these two guys over. I'll move these two guys over and factor out the x here. Okay, so if I factor out an x, it's x times a plus b. And this is going to be negative a minus b. And then I'll divide both sides by a plus b. I'll separate this. Same thing over here. If I factor out the x parentheses a minus b equals, if I move the negative a over, it becomes a positive a. And if I move the b over, it becomes a negative b. Divide by a minus b, divide by a minus b. Okay. Cancel, cancel. What do you notice over here? This is just 1. This one turns out to be negative 1. Okay, this is the opposite of a plus b. Okay, in fact, maybe I'll go back up for that. Let me get my ruler here. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative a plus b. Okay, sorry, I reached the bottom on the paper. I got to go back up. But for the left-hand side, I'll rewrite it. Okay, so I'm just going to recopy negative a minus b over a plus b. Like that. Okay, so if I factor out a negative 1, it's negative a plus b over a plus b, and that's equal to negative 1. Or in this case, x is equal to 1. Okay, so I have two solutions. The two solutions are negative 1 and positive 1. And there we go. Okay, and that's about it for the section, folks. So I've done what I originally had scheduled for 1.3. I know a lot of you have stuff in the chat. Okay, 1.4, let me show you key pages. Okay, I'll show you the homework problems. And for the benefit of those of you that don't want to get the book and never plan to get it, I'll just show you those pages, okay, and what we're up to. Then I'll try to tackle the chat. Okay, so 1.4, the rectangular coordinate system, you've seen that before. And I'm on page number 19, it looks like. Okay, you might recall the 4 quadrants. Okay, so you see the x and y axes. Okay, so x-axis, y-axis, positive x, positive y. Quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that should be no big deal for you. Okay, and we can graph, right? You've probably graphed before in your algebra class. Straight lines, parabolas, and so forth. Okay, and you should be comfortable with plotting points. This is no big deal, right? Let me show you this. Where am I? I'm on the bottom of page 19. Okay, so you have your x, y coordinate system. This point is sometimes called the origin, 0, 0. Okay, so you can see 2, 1, 2 to the right and 1 up. Negative 2, 1, 2 to the left and 1 up. Negative 2, negative 1, 2 to the left and 1 down. I hope you're saying this is easy. You already know how to do this. And 2, negative 1, 2 to the right, 1 down. 3, 0. 3 to the right, and then I don't go anywhere up or down, so it just stays right there. Right? Okay, on page 20, a review of the Pythagorean Theorem. So you've seen that before. If you look at figure 6 over here, we have a right triangle, sides A, B, and C. C is the longest side, sometimes called the hypotenuse. Then you have here A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Sorry, I can't point it out to you because I don't have it in my hands. I'm lifting up the book. I can show you my finger there. Okay. So again, I think you've all seen that. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Okay. Now, you can use that to come up with something called the distance formula. On page 21, how do you find the distance between 2 points? Okay. So here's a picture of the point 2, 1, and 6, 3. How do you find the distance? Okay. Well, if you take a look, the distance from here to here, this is 6, this is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4, right? And what is this distance? Well, you're going from 1 up to 3, so that's 2. Then I can use my Pythagorean theorem, right? A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 4 squared plus 2 squared equals 20. 16 plus 4 is 20. That's D squared, right? So D squared is 20. D is the square root of 20. Okay. And then you might recall from your algebra, you can break down 20 into the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. So best final answer is 2 radical 5. Okay. And distances are always positive, so you don't want to include a negative. All right, let's apply that in general now. Okay, we have specific numbers here. Let's just have a general point. So I can come up with a formula. Once I have the formula, I can use the formula every single time. All right, move this over a little bit. Okay, so here are general points. x1, y1, x2, y2. Any point in the plane, any point in the plane. How do I find this distance? Okay, so if I subtract just like over here, x2 minus x1, they put absolute value because they're not sure if x1 is bigger than x2 or vice versa, but you're going to square it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So we'll just put x2 minus x1. Likewise, how do you find this distance? So if we think of what we did over here, it was y2 minus y1. So using the Pythagorean theorem, d squared is a squared plus b squared, so it's x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Take the square root of both sides, and you have something called the distance formula. Okay? Now, you may not understand everything I went over here. Some of you might get it, some of you don't. That's okay if you don't get it. The main thing is, here's the formula. Okay? Now, if you want to put this on your formula sheet, on your cheat sheet for the test, you may. It's on page 21. But if you want to memorize it, you can memorize it too. Okay? So here's a distance formula. So put it on your cheat sheet if you wish. The distance between x1, y1, and x2, y2 is d is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so that's called the distance formula. How do you find the distance between 2 points? And I'll show you how some of those work from the homework. Okay. Okay, we can actually use that to get a radius of a circle. Okay, so in figure 8, right here, a characteristic of a circle is if you're given a point, you want the set of all points that are the same distance away from the center. That's called r, the radius. There is a formula for that, and we'll get to that too. Okay, but all these points are the same distance away, r units away from the center. Okay, so we'll use that as necessary too. Okay. And page 25, you have a midpoint formula. You can put that on your cheat sheet also, but I don't think you need it. Okay. So here's 1 point, here's 1 point. How do you find a point right in the middle? Well, let's think of this. Okay, you don't have to unmute yourself or say anything or put it in the chat if you don't want to, but let's say, what number is right in the middle between, let's say, 2 and 8. Think for a moment, what's exactly halfway between 2 and 8? 5, right? Okay. Now, how do you get that? Okay, one way you can get it for sure, I know a lot of you just think intuitively, say, oh yeah, I know 5's in the middle. But what if I give you two numbers that are not obvious? Like if I said 3.16 and 5.21, what's the number right in the middle? It's a little bit harder. Okay, let's think back to 2 and 8. What happens when you add up 2 and 8? 2 plus 8 is 10. Divide by 2, it's 5. It's the average, right? So if I average the numbers, that'll be right in the middle. That's exactly what you do here. Okay? So the midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. It basically is you average the x's and you average the y's. So again, you're allowed to put this on your formula sheet. To me, I think it's easy to memorize. Just average the x values, average the y values, right? So example, find the midpoint of the line segment joining 2, -15, 4, 5. Just average the x's, average the y's. Okay, so what's the average between 2 and 4? Now, you should be able to just look at it and say, oh, I know what's right in the middle. It's 3, right? But formally, if you want a formula, you would add them up and divide by 2, right? So 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay. -15 and 5. Maybe you can't immediately say, oh, yeah, I know what the number right in the middle is. Okay, so just use the formula. Add them up and divide by 2. So -15 plus 5 is a -10. -10 divided by 2 is -5. Okay, so that's how you do that. Okay, and I'm ready to start some of the homework. Okay, so I'm going to show you the homework, and then I'll get the chat before I do any questions. So 1.4, again, it's 1 through 19 odd, but skip 15. Okay, so change it a little. 1 to 19 odd, skip 15. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you right now. For those of you that aren't getting the book and you don't plan to, we're on page 27. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Okay, and calculate the distance. So I'll show you some distance formula problems. And a little bit more. And yeah, you don't need 15 because I threw that out. Okay, we have to go up to 19. Okay, so there is 17, find the midpoint. Okay, shouldn't be too bad. And you should be able to see 19 there also. All right, okay, so I think we're good. Okay, let me pause for a moment and check the chat. Okay, so look at the chat. Okay. Again, I tend to be a little bit fuzzy with the chat because there's so much there. So if I miss your chat question, send me an email later. Okay, quiz is coming later, so no problem. And yeah, Marcus, I'll get you for attendance later. And, yeah, the quiz is still today. Sorry, you guys, for the confusion. We're still having the quiz today at the end. All right. Okay, I think we're caught up. Okay, so sorry if you're confused. We are having a quiz today after the break. Or, you know, I might finish so early, maybe we won't have a break and I'll go straight to the quiz. Okay, so when it's quiz time, I'll show you the quiz like this. Get out your cell phone and take a picture of it or take a screenshot, or you can write it, I suppose. I'll hold it here. Okay, I'll put you into breakout rooms, and it's due at 1 o'clock today. And everybody in your breakout room, put down your name and everybody else's name in your group. Okay, and then when you're finished, get your cell phone. So this is not Canvas. None of this is Canvas. Just take a picture and email it to me. Okay? I will only grade one person's quiz from your group, and everybody's going to get the same grade. Okay, so not only should you finish the quiz, you want to make sure that all your teammates, all 3 or 4 of you, write the same thing. Hopefully, it's open everything. So even though I call it a quiz, it's only quiz in quotes. It's more like an in-class assignment, but it's shorter for me to write QUIZ than to write INCLASSASSINGMENT, right? Okay, So it's only a quiz in quotes. You can talk, open book, open note. You can even ask Star or me about it, right? So who could ask for anything more for a quiz, right? Okay, so that's what's going to happen there. All right, and let's see. I'm going to do sum of 1.4 now. And yeah, sorry, I know some of it was fuzzy. Okay, so I'm going to start sum of 1.4. This is all gravy now. I'm doing extra, and then after a certain amount, I'll stop, and then we can work on the quiz. Okay, so I'll do some of the problems from 1.4. Whoops, my papers got stuck together here. All right, I'm turning off the chat, but Star, you can answer for me again if you would, please. Okay, number 1 should be very easy. Plot the points, 5, 2, -4, 5, -4, 0. That should be easy, right? I don't have to go over that. So you do that. I will do number 3, though. That looks a little bit tougher. Draw the triangle PQR, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to hold it up so it can focus. Remember, all of my lectures are taped, so you can check the video later. And if it's not enough time, don't worry, I'll write this problem out. Okay, I'll do 3 in its entirety. So 1.4, number 3. Okay, so what do they say? You have P is 1, 0. Q is 5, 0. And R is what? 5, 3. Okay, so what do they want me to do? Plot it and find the area of the triangle. Okay. So plot the point. By the way, don't go out and buy special graph paper. Just freehand like I'm doing. In fact, that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to have graph paper. Just freehand like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't waste your money getting graph paper. Y. Okay. All right, so what do I do? P is 1, 0. So 1, 0, there's point P, right? And then 5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's Q. And R is 5, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's R. All right, so I just connect them and I get my right triangle. Like that. Now they want the area of this triangle. So the formula for area is 1/2 base times height. Okay, so I just need these distances. How far is it from here to here? Well, 1, 0 to 5, 0, so that's 4. Is that right? And 5, 0 up to 5, 3, well, that's 3. I know it's a little bit out of focus, so let me raise it up. You can see a little bit better. Again, sorry, I don't have a focus mechanism on my document camera, so the only thing I can do is go like this. All right, so 1/2 4 times 3. Half of 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So the area is 6. Square units, they don't tell me if it's, square meters or miles or whatever, so just leave it at 6. That's good enough. Okay. All right, so that wasn't too bad. All right, remember, every problem I'm doing is right off the homework. So it's a little bit less you have to do. Okay. All right, the next set of problems, they ask you to use the distance formula. So 5, 7, 9. Calculate the distance between the given points. Okay, shouldn't be too bad. So I use the distance formula. The distance formula, again, looks like this. You don't have to memorize it. If you want to put it on your cheat sheet, your formula sheet, you may. So I'll show you how to do some of them. Okay, 5, 7, and 9 are pretty much equivalent. Okay, so how about I do 5b, 2, 1, and 7, 13. You don't have to plot these. just do it. Okay, so 5b, 2, 1, and 7, 13. Find the distance between the points. Okay, so here's x1, y1, x2, y2. So the formula is a square root of, you just simply subtract the x's. So 7 minus 2 squared. And then subtract the y's, 13 minus 1 squared. Raise it up again. Okay, so 7 minus 2 squared, 13 minus 1 squared. Okay, 7 minus 2 is 5. 13 minus 1 is 12. 12 squared. You can use your calculator, of course. You're always allowed to use a calculator on any quiz, test, homework, obviously. Okay, 5 squared is 25. 12 squared is 144. Add them up. 25 plus 144 is 169. And the square root of 169 is exactly 13. So they're 13 units apart. And feel free to use your square root button on your calculator, right? Square root button, perhaps. Okay, 9, they give me weird numbers. So I'll do 9 for you. 1 radical 3 negative 1 negative radical 3. Well, I'm still going to use the same formula. I just have weirder numbers. Use that formula again. It's on page 21. Go like that. Okay. So let me go negative 1 minus 1 squared plus negative radical 3 minus radical 3 squared. By the way, in case you're wondering, say, can I subtract this direction? You could. In fact, in retrospect, it would have been better if I went this direction because they would be positive. Right now, they're both negative. But it actually doesn't matter if it comes out negative or positive because you're squaring it anyway, right? So if you subtract one direction, maybe you get 7. If you subtract the other direction, you get negative 7, but you're going to end up squaring it anyways. When you square it, you still end up with 49. Okay, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. Negative radical 3 minus another radical 3 is negative 2 radical 3. Now, I don't like all those negatives, but not to worry, we're going to square it anyway. Okay, so negative 2 squared is 4. Okay, negative times a negative is positive, so that's positive anyway, right? 2 squared, 4. What is square root of 3 squared? Square root of 3 squared is just 3. So it's nice. So I have 4 plus 12. 4 plus 12 is 16. Square root of 16, 4. So you actually get a very nice number, turns out. Okay. 11. Which point is farther from the origin? That. Let me do this one because it's harder. It has a fraction. Okay, so I find the distance from this point to the origin. What are the coordinates of the origin? 0, 0. So distance that this is from 0, 0. Distance this is to 0, 0. And whichever is the bigger number, that'll be the farther, right? Okay, so how about I do 11a for you? Okay. So 11a. So they have 3, -2 to the origin, which is 0, 0, and 4, 1/2 to the origin. You don't have to plot this. No graph necessary. And let me just double check that I wrote it correctly. 3, -2, 4. Yes, I got that. Okay, so I'm going to use my distance formula. So 3, -2 to 0, 0. Square root of, I like subtracting 0, right? Subtracting 0 is nice. 3 minus 0 squared plus -2 minus 0 squared. That's 3, right? 3 squared is 9. -2 squared is 4. Square root of 13. And just leave it like this for now. Just leave it at square root of 13. And then how about this? So 4, 1/2 to 0, 0. Square root of 4 minus 0 plus 1/2 minus 0. Well, 4 minus 0 is 4. Oops, I forgot the square. My bad. Square, square, like that. Okay, 4 squared is 16. 1/2 squared. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. So 16 1/4. I'll put 16.25. That's not a nice number either. But which is larger? Oh, this one's a larger one, right? So my final answer is that 4, 1/2 is farther from the origin. So 4, 1/2 is farther from the origin. Okay. Okay, that's it, folks. Okay, it's almost 12. You know, I'm just about done with what we're going to do. So I'll tell you what, rather than breaking, I'll just blab a little longer. I'll go straight to the quiz, and you can break / eat / work on the quiz. And then rather than wasting 10 minutes on a break, you can combine doing the quiz with the break, okay? How does that sound? Okay, so I'm done with what I was going to do. I'm a little bit ahead. I wasn't supposed to start 1.4 until Tuesday, and I've already started some of it. Okay. And we only meet Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, don't meet tomorrow. I just have office hours during that time. Okay, and what's left in 1.4, these are a little bit harder, because I'll save it for Monday. Determine whether the triangle is a right triangle. That's a little bit harder. So I need to find the distances between all of these and see if I get a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay. So I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't worry about it. I'll cover it on Monday. Okay. 15 is now a skip. Throw that out. 17 midpoints. That should be pretty easy, right? Average the x's, average the y's. And then 19 is the last one. Okay, that one's a little bit harder, but I'll save that for Monday too. Okay. All right. So otherwise, I'm done. Let me put this away. Let me check the chat. Okay. When you break down the square root, it's always a multiplication sign. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but if you mean something like this, you square, square, and then that. I think I know what you mean. Maybe when you have the square root of 20, when the book has it. So I'm digressing. But to break down the square root of 20, you might remember it's 4 4 times 5, and then the square root of 4 is 2. You have 2 radical 5. Okay. I'm not sure if that answers your question. If not, you can ask me again later, but I want to let you get started with the quiz otherwise. Okay. Okay, how does 2 radical 3? Okay, this one here, right? Okay, so we're supposed to square it. So to square this, I square each of these. Okay, we already know it's positive. Okay, so what's 2 times 2? 4. And what is square root of 3 times square root of 3? 3. Okay, and then 4 times 3 becomes 12. All right, I think I've caught up. Any other questions, please? Ah, yeah, over here, 4 times 3. So it's order of operations, right? There's a plus, times, by order of operations, which we do first, multiplication, right? So in other words, you do 4 times 3 first, which is 12, and then you add. So don't go 4 plus 4 is 8, if that's what you mean. Yeah. Okay, any other questions, please? Okay, so what I think I do, since I'm finished, we're not going to break. I'm going to go straight to the quiz. Okay, so I'll remind you the ground rules for the quiz. I will get the quiz here. Get your cell phone cameras out, or if you can do a screenshot, you can do a screenshot. Okay, so let me put this away. I'm finished with that. So everybody get your cell phones out. You have a whole hour to do it, so you're almost all going to finish early. So the way it works again, and this is our first time. So I'll put this up for a minute. Take a picture or do a screenshot. I will put you into your breakout rooms. Okay, your breakout room will have 3 or 4 people in it. Okay, then get the names of everybody in your group. On your piece of paper, write down your name. So for me, I will put Melvin Hom, and then John Doe, and then Mary Johnson, and everybody else. Okay, you do the work in your own writing. Everybody else in your group does the writing. When you're finished, get your cell phone, take a picture, okay, and email it to me. Everybody else in your group will do the same thing. Okay, it's due at 1:05. You're probably going to finish early. Okay, as soon as you're finished, you may leave early also. So if you're happy, you got it, everybody in your group got it, you're all happy with it, you can leave. You don't have to stay until 1, and then just take a picture and then have a good weekend. Okay, so any other quick questions about the quiz? Because once I set you in your breakout rooms, you're all mixed up, so you may not be able to message me just as normal. There's a way to leave the breakout room and get back to me. So again, I will be in the main room if you want to come back to the main room, and I have the ability to move you back into your breakout room. And Star will be put in a breakout room, and I'll move her from room to room as the case may be. So Star, when you're finished with a room and you want to help somebody, you can just come back to me. Talk about it, help each other out and so on. Okay, all right, so here we go. Get your cell phone cameras out, or if you can screenshot it. Here we are. I will also read it. Okay. All right, so you're given A is 3, B is -1, C is 6, and they want you to evaluate the absolute value of A minus B squared plus the absolute value of A minus C. Okay, I'll read it again. Let me try to raise it up. Sorry, I'm moving, but maybe it's focusing better if I go like this. Except the paper's curling on me. Okay, so A is 3, B is -1, C is 6. Find the absolute value of A minus B squared plus the absolute value of A minus C. And by the way, show all your work. Don't just give me the answer is 27. Show me how you got 27. By the way, the answer isn't 27. At least I don't think it is. Number 2, solve for x. Do the algebra. X plus 1 times x plus 2 equals x squared plus 11. Again, x plus 1, x plus 2 equals x squared plus 11. Okay, I'll hold this up for another 15 seconds, then I'll assume everybody gets it. Go ahead, if you're good, go ahead and get started with it, but I will set you into your breakout rooms. Okay, and they're randomly assigned, so they'll be different every time. Put down your name on your paper, all your partners' names, talk it up, help each other out. Star will be around to help you. I'll be in the main room. If you finish before 1, you can just leave and then just email to me. So technically it's due at 1:05. Okay, if you want to stop, get something to eat or break, that's perfectly fine too. Okay, I will now assume that everybody has it. to go ahead and get started, I will stop the share and set up your breakout rooms. Okay, so bear with me as I set them up. Okay, so your breakout room is going to have either 3 or 4 of you. And Star, you're going to be put in one of them also. And Star, when you're done with that group, just come back to the main and I'll put you in another one maybe, okay? Okay, now I'm not sure if you'll be able to communicate with me. I think there's a way. So if you want to reach me, even when you're in your breakout room, then go ahead and try to communicate with me. Otherwise, come back to the main room. Okay, everybody should have an invitation to join a breakout room now. Okay, so everybody please join your breakout room. It's room 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Please join your room. Okay, Julian, can you join your breakout room, please?
Oh,
Hi, I'm just checking in. You guys okay? Any questions?
I was gonna say for the first question,
Uh-huh.
after like you basically write down all the numbers and stuff from where they would be, it would be translated to become like 3 plus 1 squared plus 3 plus 6, right?
It'd be 3 minus 6. Okay.
3. That's the final answer?
Oh, no. When you plug in for A and C for the second one, the absolute value thing, it's going to be absolute value of 3 minus 6. So first you have to do 3 minus 6, which is a negative 3. Right?
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
And then you do the absolute value after that.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. You're welcome. Okay, I'm leaving you guys. Hopefully you're good. I got to visit the other rooms. Okay, bye.
Later.
Hi, are you guys okay? I'm assuming you're okay. Or you're working on it now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Star's with you if you need some help. I'll go visit some other rooms. Okay, thank you.
I just did it like 3 times, so Ooh. Glad we're on the
Nice
same
catch,
page.
nice catch.
I'm visiting you guys. So everybody okay here? You guys good?
Yep.
All right, okay, good. All right, just visiting everybody. Okay, so I'll leave you guys alone. I'll go visit another group.
Quick question, Professor.
Sure, Julian.
Would you mind or do you look for like squared answers or anything like that, or does it not matter?
It doesn't matter. I mean, if you like box your answer, that's nice. I mean, it makes it easier for me to see it. But if you don't, that's okay too. But definitely
Gotcha.
show all your work. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. All right. I'll go visit the other rooms. But yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.
I think you are right for number 2.
Hi, everybody. I'm just visiting.
hello.
You guys good? Ooh, the teacher showed up.
So like,
You guys
Yeah.
good?
yeah, we're just going over the problems.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we put everybody's name on the paper? I forgot.
Yes. So
Okay.
all of you put all three, I guess there's 3 of you. So put all of your names on it so I know who's in your group, please. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. And if you're done, you can leave early. I mean, that looks like you can finish
Sick.
early. So hopefully you guys are good. All right. I'll let you guys alone. I'll go visit other rooms. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Sweet.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Professor? Hi, I can't hear you.
Hi. Go ahead.
Once we're done, we could just leave, right?
Yes. Just take a picture and then,
Email it and then that's
an
it.
email to me.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're done. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Perfect. Thank you, Professor.
Okay. You're welcome. And let's see. Star, do you want me to move you to another breakout room?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. Which one were you on? Do you remember? I think it was 3.
I was in 3. Yeah.
Okay. So let me pick another one for you to join. Okay. How's that sound?
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Let's see. I'll put you in. Whoops. The thing keeps moving on me. Okay. All right, I'm moving you to room 1, Star, so I think you can join now. Thank you. All right, everyone, just checking in on you guys. You guys okay?
We're doing just fine.
Just fine? Okay, all right. Okay, so I won't bother you.
Yes,
Just
sir.
go ahead and keep working. Yeah, what you're doing is fine, showing everybody.
Fine.
This. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
All right, if you guys are good, I'll go visit another room.
All right.
All
Okay.
right, all right, take care. Have a good weekend.
Yeah,
You
you too.
too.
Oh, I see. I got it.
And then for me, it was really easy just to remove those x squares. So on each side of that equal sign, I subtracted x squared. And that allows me to cancel out that x squared on both sides. So now my problem is 3x plus 2 equals 11. Let's see, I got that down like that.
Okay, give me just a second.
No problem. Let me keep this up for you.
Yeah. You guys okay? Hopefully?
Yeah.
All right,
We're just about done.
all right, great.
Also, we multiply. No. We multiply negative x squared on both sides.
Initially, yeah. That first step, we took x times x.
Yeah, looks like
Also, we
Jake
can
figured it out,
cancel
which
it.
is good. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, have fun, you guys. I'm
So-
visiting another room. Okay, thanks. Have a good weekend.
You too, Melvin.
Hi, Professor.
Hey, Elijah.
So I'm gonna send it to your email.
Yes, so you have it written down, just get your cell phone and take a picture and email it to me, and that's it.
So it's the same email I contact you with, right?
Yeah, the same one that you just sent to me, just same thing.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
I'll just do it right now in a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you're done. You don't have to stay anymore. You can leave.
Yeah, I was like having a little bit of problem with number two because I started last night and
Right.
I just caught up from 1.2 to 1.14 and 1.2, but I never.
That's
got
right.
1.2.
I know. It's hard to catch up when you miss a couple of days, and that's
So-
always like when you join a class late, and the rest of the class is already up to somewhere else.
So yeah, I'm basically caught up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, good. It's good if you can do that. And not on that, we meet 2 hours a day, so it's not 1 hour; it's 2 hours. So it's like two double meetings for each day. So,
Oh yeah, today's just the example, right? So it's the attachment, right, for the email?
yeah, you can just send it as an attachment. Is that what you mean?
Yes. Did you get it though? Because
Oh, I haven't looked yet. While I'm conducting the class, I don't get a chance to look at it. But if you say you sent it, then I guess so. I guess I have to get another computer to see if it. But if you say you sent it, it's probably going to be okay.
All right. I got one more question. I forgot to ask you about like earlier.
It's all right.
For the homework number, what number was it? Homework 1.2. Do you mind if I show my I'll just show it.
Section 1.2.
Yeah, number 57.
1.257.
I believe so. The one with the
Yeah,
1x
that's
plus 1/3. Oh no, is
absolute value of x plus 1/3 is less than 3/2. Yeah, I see it.
I did like this. I don't know if you can see it. And I'm kind of stuck on the fraction one.
Oh, okay. I think it's just maybe a common denominator kind of thing, but yeah, let me try to work that out for you. So it's 57, right?
Yes, number 57. That's the only thing that I'm stuck at.
The value of x plus 1/3 is less than 3/2. Okay. Let me try to work that out for you. Fortunately,
I'm just not caught up.
yeah, let me see. Since the nice thing for me is I have share the screen like this. See if I can get it. Yeah, much better. Okay, can you see what I have here?
Yes, I can see.
Okay, so x plus 1/3, put that in the middle, and negative 3/2 goes here, and positive 3/2 goes here, like that.
Oh yes, it's negative on both on the left side and
Negative and
on the-
positive here, right.
Yeah.
So now you just subtract 1/3 like that. So then you have to get a common denominator, it looks like.
It's gonna be 4/2 and 7/6.
So negative 3/2 minus 1/3, and positive 3/2 minus 1/3.
Also, we don't have to subtract it yet, or
Oh, we are going to subtract it. Yeah, I just have to work it out.
Oh, I see.
Beat me to it. That's what, -9 minus 2. And this is +9 minus 2. So I'm getting -11/6 less than x less than 7/6, like that.
A quick question. Where did you get the -2? Like, you see how -2 minus 2 and then -9 minus 2?
Right over here, right? So I got a common denominator of 6. So you have to multiply this by 3/3 and 2/2.
Oh,
Multiply by 3/3, 2, like that. Is that what you mean?
yes. I just got confused by -2.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I
So
think you
it's
got it.
not, so it's not negative 11. Right. I just need to know how to answer like the negative 11 over 6 or 7 over 6.
Oh, you can just leave it like that.
Oh, I can leave it like that?
Yeah, leave it like that. Now, does it ask you to graph it on a number line? So yeah, that would be like negative 1 and 5/6, right? This is 1 and 1/6.
That's kind of confusing.
So 1, 2, negative 1, negative 2. So negative 1 and 5/6, that's almost at negative 2. So I would put it like over here. 1 and 1/6, that's just a little bit more than 1. So I would kind of go something like that.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
Yeah.
How did you get negative 1 over 156 and 1 over 1 6?
Okay, well, if I just divide 11 by 6, right? 11
Yes.
divided by 6 is 1 with a remainder of 5. So write it as a mixed number, 1 and 5/6. And likewise, 7 divided by 6. Now, I guess in its most elementary form, you did division like this, right? You get 1, 6, subtract remainder is 1, so 1 and 1/6. And that would be 1 and 5/6, only negative.
Oh, there's fraction in. Oh,
Yeah, it's a fraction.
I'm still confused at that because I'm not good with fractions.
Uh-huh.
So negative 11 divided by 6.
Yeah, 11 divided by 6 is 1 with a remainder of 5, right? When you go like this. 6, 5, 1. So 1 and 5/6.
Oh, so you get the 5 from the when you divide 11 divided by 6.
6 is 1 with a remainder of 5, right?
And it's the same thing for the second one?
7 over 6? Yeah. 6 goes into 7 one time, right? So put a 1 and the remainder is 1. So 1 and 1/6.
I see. So you just. Sorry, can you give me just a second?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just writing down the how you solve it.
Okay.
I got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, Elijah.
Thank you. I sent the quiz, so let me just know if it's not like clear because I have a weird camera.
Oh, okay. And look, I think it was, yeah, you're fine. In fact, yours is coming out better than a lot of other people's. So you're good.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome, Elijah. It sounds like you already caught up, right?
Somewhat caught up.
Okay, yeah. Well, since we don't have class tomorrow, maybe you have the weekend to catch up with everything else. So you should have gotten the syllabus, and I gave you the videos from the last couple of days, so you can look at that to catch up also, okay?
After I got the 2 videos, the recent meetings, I just tackled it all the way. I didn't get to do the syllabus.
Yeah, okay. No, that's fine.
I have one more question. For the office time tomorrow, what time is it like the range of the time, the schedule for the office time?
My office hours, it's the same as class time. So if you have any questions, you can just come during regular class time, but it's completely optional. So you don't have to come if you don't want to. It's not a required meeting.
Also, I can't go to the office. I have breaks tomorrow. I'll just email you some few questions. Is that okay?
Okay. Or if you want to come to office hours, you can, but otherwise, yeah, we don't meet again until Monday. So if you want to catch up, you've got the weekend to catch up, I guess.
Yes.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. All right.
Later, Professor.
Okay, bye. Have a good day. Hi, Star. Looks like they're all done, so I'll move you to the last one, which is group 9. Okay, Star?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Oh, nice.
That's that's fair. That's fair. I hear you on that. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah.
It's the homes in here too now.
Or hi professor.
You never know when I'm gonna sneak in up on you guys. So. It's okay. It's okay. I've heard worse. Seriously, sometimes I joined the room and then like they were all talking about me and stuff, and then I joined in, so I heard them. And
Oh.
so, so it's okay. It's all good. No worries. All right. Okay. So you guys okay? Everybody
Yeah, we're all done. We're just hanging out.
just hanging out. Okay, you can hang out.
Yeah.
All right.
Just kicking it.
Just kidding. All right. Have a good weekend, everyone.